not there.
All right, how about now? It should be just coming up. Okay, it looks like it's just up.
All right, I got a notice on mine. JB just tagging me.
All right, looks like we're live and we're.
Do you know how many times?
So now the counter is gone again. What do you see now, F? Okay, I think we're straight.
Yeah, we're getting a contiguous feed there.
Start it whenever we like.
Yeah,
It's
we
fine.
got one in a second
We're
too.
good.
So.
Okay, perfect. So I will share to the two groups that I can. One more time.
Yay, 2 groups.
And to the page. All right. God damn it.
That was a horrible snap.
I think it's time to go live, JB.
Can you hit that?
You ready?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay.
Ready.
Kick back girls. JB, what's the name of the podcast?
It's a pod named Kickback. Nigga, is you deaf? It's a pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing.
Welcome to a pod named Kickback, also known as the Black CNN, and the revolution will be televised. I'm no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Every Monday,
Okay.
we right back at it. I am the Black Savage.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's JD Frank. As you know, I'm that gangster geek representing NWA, Nerds with Attitude. Happy Shmonday, everybody.
And we have a special guest in the building.
Indeed.
We have none other than the corporate black girl,
Yes.
Brittani Sade. Please introduce yourself to the beautiful people.
Well, I am Brittani Sade, the corporate black girl, also known as the budgeting baddie.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to my girl Tawny.
Hey.
That was a good one. So that's me.
She got an alias, JB.
I love it.
Normally when we do our intro, she's like, I gotta come up with something. Y'all get all these names and stuff.
I'm ready.
She ready.
She
ready.
She ready.
Hi, Tiffany.
I love her.
Yeah. Shout out to Tiff Haddish. We got a very diverse show for you guys today. We got a lot to talk about. JB, F has my phone, so you have the topics.
All right, that's a bet. I do have the topics, and we are ready to go, sir.
Oh,
Well, now you also have the topics.
yep. And let's see. But first, how y'all doing? Brittani, who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do? Talk to these people.
My name, well, again, I am Brittani Sade, the corporate black girl. I'm originally from North Carolina, but I've been in Atlanta now for almost 7 years. I am a trust officer by day, but I'm an advocate, for financial literacy and money management,
Okay.
personal and professional growth, as well as community involvement by night. So I like to say that I trick people into believing in themselves in my free time.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that. Trick people into believing in themselves. Okay. All right. I can dig it. Let's see. JB. We had a new like, subscribe, and vibe thing going on. So
Yeah,
as I always like to
yeah.
say, subscribe to the vibe. But I know
Right.
you had
Oh shit! I totally fucking forgot that little statement, yeah. Man, you know.
let's do this. Let's do this. As you guys know, we have our Patreon account up.
Oh right.
You can always go to patreon.com/apartmentkickback, and that's where you can show your support. We're doing extra episodes there. We're getting behind the scenes footage. We're gonna have a whole beatbox and freestyle with Brittani that you guys can check out. That'll be on the Patreon account. To be a Patreon, you can be a kicker and pay $2. You can be a backer and pay $4, or you can be a kickback girl and pay $7 a month for all exclusive content. So make sure you log in.
If you're down with the vibe, you gotta like and subscribe. It's just that
Hey,
simple.
subscribe to the vibe.
There we go. Yeah, let's do it.
So this is our second episode of the decade. And we had to clear it up last week because I felt like we hadn't done the show in 10 years because it had been a decade. And JB explained to me, no, it had only been a week or two. So, but I thought it would have been like 10 years. I thought I still looked young. I was like,
It requires those last four letters. I mean, those last four numbers on the calendar to change like 10 times in order for the.
Hey man, if 2019 was one decade, 2020 is another decade, that feel like 10 years. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Well, goddamn, 2019 felt like 10 years. That's for goddamn
yeah,
sure.
I'm so glad by 2019. I don't miss you. I'm not thinking about you.
Like an egg. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
For real.
And 2020 is bringing a lot of great things, and one thing that I want us to focus on is one of Brittany's expert areas, and that's savings, financial savings. He's producing me. Savings, creating multiple streams of income, entrepreneurship. I think everyone in this damn house has had their own. Everyone here at some point in time has had their own business. Isn't that right, Eric?
Wow. Really? That's how you gonna do me?
Eric been signaling that nigga for the last.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Look at the camera.
Look at the camera.
Look at it like.
The camera needs to look at me.
We know what the fuck we doing.
Do only
This nigga's
I love
looking
it.
No, because I'm checking out everything. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what
Y'all
I'm
are crazy.
But as far as entrepreneurship, I do think Dame Dash gets a bad rap for how harsh his message is. But I love his message. We should have our own businesses. We should hustle for our last name. We should hustle to leave something behind for our kids. You can spend all your time making somebody else's dream come true, or you can spend time making yours come true. And that's kind of where my mindset is at. When I was younger, I used to have my own record label. I refused to work a job. I was doing my own music, selling CDs up the trunk, whatever I had to do. And then I got a little older, like, I need a job, nigga. I need some benefits and shit. And now I'm like, damn, I like really sold out. Like I've really been in quote unquote corporate America all this time and not really trying to do my own thing. And even if it's on the side. So my message isn't you need to quit your job and start a business. My message is you should have a business to go along with whatever you're doing. And that will give you multiple streams of income. And that will slowly creep you up to 7. So
Not only that, but it will also maximize the tax plan that the United States government is putting in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
my boy Hazik always tell me broke people look for tax breaks.
Refunds.
Rich people tax refunds. Rich people look for tax shelters.
Yeah,
Tax shelters.
And deductions.
And the
And
All of that.
And
All of the above.
All
Yes.
of the above.
Yes.
Answer
let's-
D.
Let's have it.
I'm gonna pass it to JB first because he's our Harvard University graduate. So Harvard, any advice for us on the entrepreneurial front and having multiple streams of income?
I couldn't have put it better myself when you said that people need to have something going on the side because I think a lot of the entrepreneurs and especially those pop flash entrepreneurs like Dame who literally was able to just be out on the street and do his thing, like everybody. You are.
He's fucking up her
good?
Instagram live.
You gotta make sure
It's not my
you messing up her life.
God damn. Why you always doing some shit while I'm talking? Anyway, but you know that paradigm doesn't work for everybody. Some people gotta feed kids. Other people have other situations. For me, it was a medical situation. I'm diabetic, so I couldn't be a starving nigga on the street trying to start my own business. I had to have a job with benefits and somebody who's covering health insurance and all of that shit. before I was able to launch my own business. So the path can take you where it needs to, but what you need to understand at a very basic level is you gotta eat and you gotta live. And if you can't do those two things, in my opinion, then you're not really in business yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. You gotta take care of those baseline things first, in my opinion. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I know people watching the show like, what the hell are they doing?
I'm wondering what the fuck is going on.
Get
What
it?
is it? Yeah, like, what are y'all doing?
So,
That's brothers talking to each other without
Right.
speaking. That's exactly what that is.
30 years.
30 years.
We speak telepathically.
Give me the lighter, nigga. I'm not finished with it yet. Wait a second. Well, give me
The
the
whole
lighter.
conversation just happened right there.
Use the other one. Use the other one.
I heard the whole thing while I was talking.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I was in here definitely paying attention as well, so that was definitely interesting.
All right, Brittany, I want to get your thoughts on, we're talking about a couple things, your entrepreneurship, we're talking about the 7 streams of income that leads you to being a millionaire. What would you like to chime in on? Or both, whatever.
So I just want to chime in on the fact of listening to what you just heard. So there's one thing that people have to understand about income is that there's active income and then there's passive income.
Yep.
So that active income is
Preach.
like your 9 to 5. That's the things that you're working towards. You go in, you punch a clock, you make that money. And a lot of people feel like they have to do either or. And it's like you are able to utilize that active income
Preach.
until you're like use it to fund your passive income.
Preach.
And another thing too that people have to understand is having 7 sources of income doesn't always mean having 7 different types of income.
Preach.
You can have different streams of income from one type. If you have an investment, you have your capital gains, you have your interest, you have your dividends. All those things are passive. That's passive income that you're making off of the same type, but different sources or different streams rather. So just understanding that base. And 2, I want to just add in there that when you're making, like in order to become a millionaire is one thing, but to sustain that and to stay a millionaire, there comes the money management. Because
Y'all listen right here. 'Cause this is gold.
understanding that if you can't manage making $3,000 a month, you're not going to be able to manage making $30,000 a month. So in understanding how to make that income, you need to first get down to the root of it and learn how to manage it. I feel like a lot of people feel like, well, I'm not making this much, or I want to make this, or I want to build wealth. And yes, all day, there's ways to build wealth and accumulate wealth. But when you look at these entertainers or these athletes, and you're like, dang, how are they going broke? They just signed a $3 million, $30 million contract, but it's because they're not understanding that with the active and passive income that you're able to accumulate, you have to learn how to manage it too. So that's just my
Do you
adding
have
to that.
one tip that you can give on money management? Just one simple thing that if you guys do this, it'll help a little bit. If you guys do this one thing, it'll help, blah, blah, blah. Any little cheat code?
Yeah, well, one thing is you have to save. So learn how to make money off of your time is one way. Another way is with your retirements, having that savings to get that revenue. And then again, like I said, one tip of managing. So, gosh, there's so many tips, right? But if I had to give one tip, because as y'all can see, I'm very passionate about that money management and figuring out how to keep your money as well as make your money. But if I had to give one tip, I would say to act your wage.
Ooh.
You know, a lot of people like to
Very
say
well done.
act
Yes.
your age, but I say act your
I
wage.
love it.
And I mean, there's one thing out there, I'm not sure who made it, but you can listen to your Dave Ramsey's who talks about that 50-30-20 rule. Some people say 50-33, like you can break it down however you want to, but your expenses should be 50% or less than your total income. And a lot of times what people do is they act above their wage, or they may get a promotion, they may make more money, and now we say, oh, we can just keep climbing with our spending as well as we're making money. Well, if you were stressed out and now you're making more money, stay where you're at. Keep that active income, learn how you can get that passive income, and then just grow with that. But your priorities in your expenses, debt, discretionary, all of that should be 50% or less in your income. And I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong. They don't act their wage.
Yep.
Man, act your wage. Tired of y'all.
And also, too, an add-on to that is, a lot of folks that typically are kind of gun shy about investing really want to try to take advantage of your youth. When you're young, that is the time to actually take calculated risks as far as investments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of folks are like, they have the opinion of, well, wait a minute, I'm making this money, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to put it all in savings and not really take risk in investing it. But that's the time to do it when you're young.
They can't hear you.
You have to
I'm telling you, you're speaking to the mic and the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, speak up.
Speak up. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I was saying was to take risks while you're young. Really?
Go ahead. That's JB, girl. That's JB.
Yes, I'm clouding you.
But taking the risks while you're young.
Take risks
absolutely.
while you're young. And what I mean by risks, I don't mean like going and blowing in the casino. I'm talking about taking risks in terms of your investment strategy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you're younger, typically you have, like, within your tax brackets, how we were talking about the protection and the breaks rather than getting those refunds. When you are investing and you have the, on the capital gains and things like that, it can actually be beneficial to you, because when you're in that lower tax bracket when you're young, obviously we're younger trying to gain more as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing that when you're younger, as he stated, you have a little bit more tolerance, right? Because you're able to get more into it. You're not older, where a lot of people who may be of older age,
Like
it's
JB.
retirement. Yeah.
He's about to retire. He's like 64.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
right. So you're more so looking
That's a
towards your
goddamn
savings.
lie.
You may be more conservative. So for those who didn't hear him, because he didn't want to repeat himself, but that was gold. Hopefully y'all did hear him. But take advantage of your youth, because you do have a lot more of tolerance to do things, pick back up where you left off, and keep going when you're younger. So
Can
I
I-
definitely agree.
Can I put it this way? Because you talked about the necessity of active income and passive income.
Absolutely.
Active income creates passive income.
Yes.
Passive income creates wealth, right?
Absolutely, because a lot of people, you're chasing your dreams. I like to think that passive income is what we work towards, or what we ultimately want to accomplish. But you need that active income. Like, I feel like a lot of people will be like, I just quit my job today and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna follow my dreams. And it's like, okay, but what about, like you said, what about your health insurance costs? Do you have children that you need to take care of? What about those living expenses? So you can go out on a limb, and I think that social media society thing has kind of sort of made everybody believe that, like, if you're not living in that passive income, or if you don't own your own business and you're working as an entrepreneur, you're not doing anything. Whereas I've seen a lot of successful people have both. I know some business owners who still work as, yes, they do have high titles within the companies, but they still have active income as well. So use your active income to create your passive income, and then you can, from there, you can determine whether or not your passive income can continue to sustain your lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just wanted to give you guys these tips. Pause. But Jeremy had brought up the idea of...
I got it. Tips. Pause. I was like, why did he pause? Okay.
Jeremy had brought up the idea. I asked our Facebook group, what should we talk about this week? And he was talking about, giving back to the youngest, giving them information that can motivate them and get them on the right track. And I was like, all right, maybe some financial cool. Well, shit, we got the corporate black girl this week. We can definitely do that.
Right.
So shout out to Jeremy, shout out to Brittany for inspiring that segment. And now we have to talk about JB's nephew, Prince Harry, and his wife.
I'm okay with that. I wish I had some of that bread.
Right. King James. See?
Hey.
So, his wife, Meghan Markle, they have decided to take a step back from the royal family. A lot of people were saying they were forced to do so, or they were forced to make certain compromises they didn't want to make, and so they chose to take that step back. And it's interesting. I don't follow the royal family at all. When they got a black woman, I was like, oh shit, okay, I'll look a little bit, but I don't really give a shit about the royal family. But I do think it's interesting that the racism, the institutionalized racism over in England within the royal family, berated Meghan, or berated the whole idea of Meghan joining the family, and now they're getting on her for trying to leave, or trying to separate. So she's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I salute Prince Harry. From what I understand, he ride with his bae, and he ain't having it. And he also talked about he's not going to be a victim of all the things that they put the royal family through. I got a wife and a kid now. They're not going through that. This shit killed my mother.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let this kill my wife.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Well, I mean, his mother, as y'all know, his mother's Prince died, right?
Yeah,
so,
Princess died.
Everyone saw, because a lot of people don't know this because she was like the blonde white woman, but she was kind of like the black sheep in that whole royal whatever it is. So her parent, people weren't happy with Prince Albert when he married Princess Diana. Because they looked at her like they look at Meghan right now.
Okay.
Obviously, with Meghan, it was a lot worse. And that was an important component to what is going on. People look at the parallelisms between Trump in the U.S. and this new fucking prime minister who looks like Trump's mini-me, or have you seen this motherfucker? Like his hair is more orange and more fucked up. Like he is he's like a fatter, uglier, stupider version of Donald.
That's all he needs, though. He needs somebody that's not smart enough to go
big fucking go. But then you look at Great Britain and Brexit, and then the increased racial tension, literally, that the prime minister is created, and they're just like, we're not fucking with it. Like, we're still British. We could go to Australia or Canada or South Africa. All of those are British Commonwealths. We can go to another developed country and still live like royalty.
They said he was coming to the States. That was the rumor.
Well, I mean, you know how Harry is fucking with black people, though. He's been doing that for a minute.
I remember he was in that Tupac video.
Right, but clearly he was ready to go against when he married her. Period. You know what I'm saying? I think that was huge. That's what made me love him myself, because he was like, you know what? And I can see why he was probably now the black sheep, because he has a lot of qualities of his mother. It's like, I'm going to do what I feel is right, regardless of what I'm quote unquote supposed to do. But I don't know if you guys have seen the site that they have. So you know how they were saying that they like trademark. Now they have a site about philanthropic efforts. Like, it's really cool. I was kind of browsing on it, like things that they have upcoming. So a lot of like community involvement, and I understand now how they were saying they want to create their own sources of income. They don't want to depend on the royal family to sustain their livelihood, because in that case, as you know, that would require them to do what they are told to do rather than what they feel is right. So honestly, I'm proud of them. I love that Meghan Markle came in and she gave, because it's not just about, okay, Meghan Markle's this black woman and she's with Prince Harry, but she gave Prince Harry that confidence to say, you know what, we can do this together. I trust you. I don't feel like it's right either. We can come together and do this. And that's like just the power. So for everybody feeling like, I don't know, I don't want to get off topic or off track, but the whole Jeezy and Miss, I don't want to say her name incorrectly, but Jeannie Mai, you know how they were saying, well, black women can't, you know, make you feel this way or give you the confidence. I want to say,
who said
any woman, there was a post that went viral. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
But
you want to give me hype over here.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch on that because it's going to bring us off topic, but it was one of those things where it really put, you know, black women into kind of a negative view. But I like that this is happening as well, because the same way that Jeannie makes Jeezy happy, obviously not only does Meghan Markle make Prince Harry, but would you say the Duke
of Sussex
happy, but she also gives him the confidence that they can do something together, and I'm very interested to see how this is gonna play out. Like, I'm happy.
She also made a big move with signing with Disney.
She signed with Disney?
She's going to be a voiceover with Disney now.
That
really?
part, she is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole other big powerhouse.
I tell you what though, y'all, that's gotta be some good nigga, do you know how big that royal endowment is every year? Them motherfuckers earn $200 million in interest alone every year.
I let that one go.
Tax
I let that one go. I let that one go. I was wondering, you know how big that royal endowment is?
But that just goes to show.
I was like,
That's how strongly they believe in the moves that they're gonna make. That's why I love it.
Asshole in the front. Fuck you,
but I mean, shout out to them. I love what they're doing. I love what they're trying to educate me on, telling me about. And now I just need to go find me a Meghan. I'm gonna find me a Meghan. Fellas, get your Meghan in 2020. I love all that shit. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh man, our what the fuck story of the week. F's uncle Harvey.
Stop it. Don't do that.
What the
Was found guilty. He's going to be charged.
He's being indicted.
Right, he's got to go through trial now.
Yes, he does.
For
Yes,
sexual
he does.
abuse, sexual assault.
Well, no. So he was actually going to court for one set of charges, but while he was in court in New York, they indicted him for some shit that is a lot worse.
Okay.
So it was a sexual misconduct, sexual assault. Now they brought charges of rape and forcible sexual assault. So they throwing a book at that white man, and I think they need to throw the book and keep throwing books at that nigga until he's in
Every book from the Marathon Book Club.
I mean, if it's true, the same way that they gave Bill Cosby no mercy, no say, it was what these women said, that's what they said. I feel like the same thing should happen in this case as well.
Absolutely. No question.
And maybe Oprah will do a documentary on it. Since, she used to only want to do one black men.
No, she's getting smarter now.
Segway!
Smarter now.
Segway!
She's learning. So,
Oprah's getting smarter now.
so Brittany's great aunt Oprah Winfrey
Yes, that is my great aunt.
has decided
So y'all have to use diplomacy when y'all talk about my great aunt, okay?
All right, okay, cool.
We'll speak with respect.
Yeah,
Yes.
she has decided to get off that book. Okay, she has decided to drop the documentary that she was going to do with two of Russell Simmons' accusers. I think amidst pressure from social media, 50 Cent, Russell Simmons himself, me and JB got on her and gave Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award 1 week. I think she sold our show.
What?
Oh yeah, we had someone gets the Donald Trump Shut
I
Up
missed
Stupid
that
Award.
one. I missed
Yeah,
that
we
one.
named this
I
show
would have had
Stupid
something.
Award.
I would have had
in
something
honor
to
of-
say.
Bunch of great aunt.
Well,
But she's dropping the documentary,
right,
JB. And
right.
I'm very happy. Not that we should exonerate Russell, and not that he should get away with anything. I just didn't like the fact that she went after Michael and then Russell. That's like 1.5 black men that she's going after back to back.
1.5.
Yeah, because I don't know what the hell Michael's doing.
Well, I'm just gonna sip my tea. Sorry to interrupt, but as you can see, I'm sipping my tea out of
JB, what's
the
name?
same kickback.
What's name of the show, JB?
It's a pod named Kickback.
Carry on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fix it. There we go.
Wait, I'm not the help.
Well, I mean, you're closer.
She was like I was the help. Fix it.
Fix it. I feel like it was your fault.
I'm the Duke of Sussex.
Lord. He been drinking.
Baby.
Come on,
Anyway, my bad. Back
Lunch
up
of
on
the
it.
night,
My
yeah.
bad.
Lord have mercy.
So, speaking of Donald Trump Set Up Stupid Award, the Donald Trump Set Up Stupid Award goes to Gelman's ex-girlfriend, Lonnie Love from The Real. They were talking about cheating. Joe Budden made a comment about Kevin Hart cheating with his wife from the documentary. And he said, how hard Kevin Hart works. I can see how being away from home so long, you're out in the streets and pretty girls sit next to you. Next thing you know, you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. And they took that and said that, so Joe Budden is justifying him cheating because he works so hard. And that was just a whole total clusterfuck. But after that, Lonnie went on to say that black men don't know how to be faithful. We don't know how to be open and honest and not cheat. And everybody knows black men don't cheat. We all know that. But she went on to say that, and she blamed it on slavery, saying that how the black household was destroyed during slavery, and we're suffering, black men suffer from that, and that's why we cheat. And she made it like it was a disproportionate number of black men that cheat as opposed to other men. And I want to correct, I'm giving her the shut up stupid award because one, all men, most men from, not most men, men of every race, color, creed, nationality cheat. Black men don't cheat at a disproportionate number. We're outside of the household disproportionately. We're probably, single disproportionately. But we don't cheat disproportionately. And people don't cheat because of slavery. People cheat because they want to cheat. That's pretty much what it is. I've never seen someone go, I really love my wife and everything is perfect, but look at her butt. Like, it's a reason, you know what I'm saying?
I've seen that. So I'm good. You can keep going.
Okay. People cheat.
There's something that's missing.
Yeah, I think there's something.
Can I state some statistics for just a second?
All right, give us some statistics.
Because the reason why there are so many black single mothers is not because there are broken families within the black community because of divorce. Those broken families exist for a variety of different reasons. There are plenty of white single mothers and Chinese single mothers and Latin single mothers. But guess what, y'all? Their fathers aren't in jail, or their fathers are divorced with those mothers. So we don't need to talk about niggas or black men or any of that type of shit cheating so much, because men cheat in general, and
women cheat too.
Thank you.
I'm
sorry. I wanted to point out that.
I want you to speak on that, brother, please.
Can I? No, let me speak on it. As a
Oh.
woman, I'm going to speak on it because I'll let you guys talk.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, just how you
Don't hurt yourself, no.
just stated that
It's gonna take him 5 minutes to get from
black
that
men may
post.
cheat, but you don't see a black man cheat because everything's perfect, but her butt is big. You absolutely do.
What?
Most women.
Black boys cheat, not black men.
Okay, we can say that. But, however, I'm going to finish. Most women, if a woman cheats, it really is for a lack. Because by nature, now there's exceptions, but by
I can
nature,
name a couple of
there's
exceptions.
always an exception to every rule. So I'm not
going to drop no names.
I will start with that. There's always an exception for every rule. But in most cases, women are emotional by nature. So if women are cheating, they're cheating because of a lack of something. And if they're cheating, they're already over the relationship. Statistics will prove if you were to do that.
What proves?
What proves?
Statistics.
There you go.
She been drinking.
I'm not gonna say what's in my mug. I can't believe you called me out for that because I was hoping I could get away with it. But anyway,
No.
statistics would prove. I'm gonna say it one more time for those who didn't hear. That by the time a woman breaks up with a man or that's happened, she's already emotionally over the situation anyway. So if a woman is to cheat,
Don't give me that look. It's true.
if a woman cheats, 9.89% of the time it's because she's lacking something, or
Where did you read that statistic?
I was just about to
it
say
doesn't matter. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to finish my comment. So, therefore, with that statement of, lack of, I don't necessarily say so. What I will say about that particular comment about black men, blah, 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 it happens in every race. I will agree with that. I feel like her statement came from proximity. She more than likely probably dates within the black community, so that's all that
she has a white man now.
sees. She does.
I'm not judging her for that.
Probably
That's
because of her experience within the black community. So now she all of a sudden feels that.
That's short-sighted because I've had bad experience with black women. I'm not going to stop dating black women. I've had 95% of my dating life has been with black women, so all my good and bad are going to come from black women. That's really all I know. But Randy said, that's bull. They got women. They got women who are just hoes and who like to be hoes, just like men. And that's the same reason men cheat. Lack of. We cheat for lack of too. Don't be demonizing us.
So
here
why
today.
would you date a hoe to then go cheat on a hoe? Is that what he's saying?
Well,
Like,
why do women date men that are hoes? You don't know,
most
right?
of y'all,
You don't know.
first of all,
They hide it.
because
They represent
here's
it.
the thing.
Executive
I'm about to
representative.
state an unpopular opinion, and this is about to bring this all full circle. I know the ladies are probably gonna be like, "Girl, why you say that?" But I just have to say it.
Say, give her a drum roll, yeah.
I don't care.
Oh Lord.
What the hell was that?
What? That's a long one. I kind of like that. That's
That
more
was
so of an
dum, dum, dum,
introduction
dum.
than a drum roll.
Okay.
But I will say that I don't care what community you're in. I feel like a lot of men cheat. I'm sorry. That's what I feel. Women are more so emotional creatures. I don't care. Women are more emotional
But
creatures.
she start grabbing air on you.
So,
You know what that means?
so
They start
women
grabbing
are
air.
going to cheat for different reasons than men. I feel like within the... Okay, this is going to be very unpopular, y'all. Don't... This is just
Everybody
my opinion.
prepare to get her. Everybody prepare to
yourself.
get her.
But I feel like the only difference is within the black community, with black women being pronounced more so head of household these days,
That's
it's a lot
another
different.
whole issue right there.
Within other
Yeah.
communities, the other communities, I'll just leave it at that, they're more so head of household, right?
The men.
So it's the men,
The men.
are head of household.
Correct.
So it's more excusable. If you are taking care of home and if you are doing what you're supposed to for the woman and making her happy, it's less likely that she's gonna pursue whether or not you're cheating. So, okay, I'll let you go. But can I finish? I'll let you finish.
Just really quickly. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce hit the best album video of the year. Nobody remember Kanye
Which one was
saying
it? Lemonade?
Nah,
Which one?
what was one when Kanye said it? What was it? I don't even remember. You know what I'm talking about? Where I got that from? When Kanye ran on stage and took the mic to
Oh,
Taylor
when she
Swift.
stopped Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
That one
yeah,
was,
yeah.
wasn't it self-titled? Wasn't that
That
Beyonce?
might have been Beyonce. It might have been. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna let you finish. That's my point.
Yeah.
Damn, you done made me forget my whole damn thought.
I know. 'Cause you know
Women. What did you just say?
Oh my God.
Women cheat sometimes just for the sake of cheating. Because that's what I was gonna say. In this new role reversal, where the women are becoming the men that hurt them, and the men are becoming the women, and we're all confused and mixed up out here, and everything is so weird now. Women are now cheating for sexual gratification, and they feel empowered to do so. Like I can do whatever you can do. If I just want some different dick, I'm just gonna go get it. And
But why do they
that's
do that? This could be a whole other topic.
It's a new movement.
But why do you feel like women feel that way? Do you want to know why? Because men have abused their power. Because for so long, women have given men something that's so delicate. So now it's reversal. It's like there's power in the. Can I say?
Yeah, you can say. Yeah.
There's power. I was just saying vagina.
Right, I'm saying
it's
pussy.
classier.
Say pussy again. It's power in the what?
There's power in the pussy.
Ooh.
So
He said, ooh.
women now have felt obligated to say, you know what? No, I have power. Because for so long, men have abused that. Because that's something so delicate to us.
I agree
And
with you. You're
so
right.
it's reversal of that. But back to what Lonnie Love
But
was
they're still
saying.
doing the wrong thing. You're becoming
it
the man that
depends.
hurt you.
Tomato, tomato. It depends
we
on
were
how you
wrong.
spin it.
We were wrong for doing it, and now you're doing it, so you're becoming the man that hurt you. I don't want to date your ex that hurt you. And that's what I'm running into with women.
it may be.
You are now the ex that hurt you,
It
and now
may
I'm
be
dating
a
a man.
cycle. So
I'm not gay. Why am I dating a man?
What I'll say to Lonnie Love's point is that she made a great point, but I feel like she used the wrong basis.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So she made only black men to focus it on black men. That's obviously something. Don't do that. You know I'm talking about hands. To focus it on black men. That's obviously a trigger, as Janae would say. That was something that she definitely felt strongly about. But her basis behind it, I can understand. So I feel like she made a good point, but I don't like the fact that she put it all on black men. I feel like men cheat, period. But the reason why there's so much emphasis on black men cheating is because, I'm just going to say this and then I'm going to be done. If I'm a woman in a relationship where the man is taking care of me, he's doing everything that I want him to do to make me happy, nobody's calling my phone as a woman, there's no, hey Shirley, this is Barbara going on.
Wow. Coming to you as a woman.
No one is coming to me as a woman. If
slow jams,
it's less likely that I'm going to pry or even care about what my man is doing.
Yeah, you brought up a woman to wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm
I feel
amazed
like
by the
that's
reference you
that's
brought
the
up.
only difference between the reason why there's so much emphasis on black men versus other cultures. Because in other cultures, they still have this concept of head of household, I'm taking care of business, I'm doing what I need to do, I'm making this woman happy. So therefore, what he does, it's going to be a lot harder to figure it out. Because if I'm happy, I'm not even going to think about what he could be doing, because at the end of the day, he's making me happy. And there's that respect factor. No one's in my DM sliding through telling me she messing with my man and yada, yada, yada. So I feel like it's more of that happening in other cultures than in the black culture. And that's why there's so much emphasis. Because quite frankly, I know that there are faithful men.
Thank you. Round of applause for saying that, guys.
There are faithful men.
Glad you can admit it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'll just leave that there.
And I'll add on to this, with what you said. Everything you said about where you are in life and where you are with being in a relationship with the man is doing his part is excellent, and I believe you. But it's also because you're mentally healthy. There's some instability amongst all women, not just black women, because I love my sisters. Amongst all women, that you can do everything possible to make them secure, aware, confident, and protected and respected within a relationship, and they will just they will still think you cheated, still think you did something, still look for things because of their own mental issues. I had a woman that I was head over heels in love with. I'm telling you, like, I thought she was the fucking one. And I remember one day, she just kept accusing me of stuff, and I looked at her one day, and I was like, damn, there were tears in my eyes. I was like, damn.
And I look damn near tears.
Dead ass, because I came to the conclusion, I was like, damn, I love you like shit. But this is never going
Y'all were on the phone? Y'all
we were face to face.
Okay.
I'm like, because you're fucking crazy.
Okay.
Like, she was crazy. And when she gave me one of her crazy theories of how I left our apartment to go to the grocery store to get some food, and she wasn't going to go at first, but then she did go. And then we saw a woman in the grocery store that I knew when I spoke to her, introduced them, and then left. And in her mind, I had a secret plot to fuck the girl in the parking lot of the grocery store, and that's why I didn't answer to go to the store at first. And I was going to do that all in 10 minutes because the store was a block away from my house, and she would never. I was like, yo! And I sat there, like I said, there tears in my eyes. I'm like, damn, as much as I love you, this will not work.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot to unpack.
just
so
to wrap that up,
I
everything
mean,
you said was coming from a healthy standpoint.
That
But everybody
could
isn't mentally
be
healthy.
because of the mental health, but it could also be because of something that you may or may not have done that may have triggered.
No, I'm innocent. And I know and this
You're
trigger,
innocent.
this trigger
How do
word.
we know
We're
you're
gonna
innocent?
deal with this trigger. I'm you know, see my halo, but we're gonna deal with this word
I
trigger.
don't see it, but I'm gonna let you finish.
And we're gonna deal
Do
with
y'all
this
see
trigger
it?
shit. We're gonna deal with this. They see my halo. Halo. But nah, we're gonna deal with this trigger shit. Because something triggers you does not mean the rest of the world gotta walk around on eggshells. You learn to handle. Can you stop?
It won't stop. It
Well,
won't stop.
take
It
away
won't
from the
stop
mic.
because
Move the mic.
it really
Okay.
just doesn't agree with you sometimes.
Really?
It's like
That's
God's
what we
plan.
doing? That's what we doing?
Like that's
You know what?
No,
This
I'm gonna
whole
let you
I'm
finish.
allergic to smoke thing is getting to me.
yeah.
So my point is, let me keep thrashing these people on this trigger thing. It is not the world's responsibility to tiptoe around you because certain things trigger you. It is your responsibility to handle your fucking mental health issue so when you are triggered, you don't have a out-of-body fucking experience. I'm not tiptoeing around you. You learn to control your triggers. Now, moving on. So,
everybody has triggers.
we all do.
And to the world,
Including me.
if you choose to deal with the person, you have to decide early on whether or not you want to deal with those triggers, because everybody will have some type of trigger for some type of something, big or small. They will have a trigger. So decide whether or not the love is strong enough to put up with it. Now we're moving on.
All right.
Very well said.
All right.
Very well said.
So another person that deserves the Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award
Yeah, this
is
one will be a
F's
little more
uncle,
clear-cut.
Joe Beeline,
Yeah.
the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who called himself giving his team a compliment and said, "You guys are playing." What happened?
wasn't a motivational speech.
I'm waiting on it. It was a motivational
But it was a compliment. He was trying to compliment them on their play.
Yeah.
He said, "You guys are no longer playing like thugs." He was complimenting them on their play.
Okay, good point. Yeah.
But the thing is, when you tell us,
Go ahead, say that again. Go say that one more time.
you guys are no longer playing like thugs.
Wow.
Now, we all know when white people use the word thug, it's not the same way Tupac used the word thug. Thug has become for white people the new N-word.
Yes.
Right.
So,
no question.
thug is the new N-word for white people.
No question.
So when he says you guys no longer playing like thugs,
Y'all no longer playing like niggas.
Exactly, niggers with the ER, niggers. I don't know how to say niggers. I don't think I've ever used that word in my life. Like maybe when I was impersonating a white man. That's a pretty long time I ever used it with the ER. Or somebody, or if somebody did something really disgusting and they black.
Oh yeah, that is a nigger.
No, that is never. I don't care. It's never appropriate.
You're right. That's why I said I never use it. You're right. That's what I was saying.
Martin Luther King used it very appropriately in the Boondocks. I thought he was right on time. He was though. He was.
That's what they got the name of the
podcast.
You know where we got the name from, right? Upon name kickback.
I believe I misplaced some property at this residence.
Slickback from Bulldogs.
Yo.
That was the best reaction ever, dude. Yo, that was the best reaction ever.
The white girl cut on, she was like,
Come on, man. There you go.
it's a pod. Jamie, what's in the pod?
It's a pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing. Oh, we lit tonight.
Get it now?
I love it.
I get it now. At first I was like, that's clever. And then now I'm like,
It's really good.
This is what happens when quality vodka meets really good hosts. But anyway.
Facts.
I'm like, you know what? I have nothing to say to that.
So Joe Beeline tried to correct it and say what I thought I said was y'all are not playing like slugs anymore.
You know how fucking
meaning
slow
y'all
that
aren't
sounds?
slow anymore.
Hey, new.
Exactly. And Joe Beeline, I wouldn't. Okay, we all like I'm.
And you
super
know what's
pro-black.
funny? Because Joe Biden made a similar mistake
What did you say?
on his campaign.
What did you say?
Preach. Go ahead, let me know. Talk to him, Brittany. Talk to him.
What did you say?
No, I'm gonna let you talk to him. I try to keep my diplomacy.
No.
Because
Let
I like
it
Joe
out.
Biden. You don't remember?
I like Joe
what he
Budden.
said? Yeah, I like Joe Biden too. You don't remember what he said?
I know he said something.
Go ahead, let him know.
I don't remember what it was.
Talk to the people. Let them know.
You let him know.
No. You got it. You got it.
Got it.
Come on.
Y'all know I gotta keep my diplomacy in.
Tell me what it was.
Can
Go
you
ahead.
speak on it and then
I
I'll
can't speak
comment
on it.
on
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Huh?
Huh?
You know
So-
what? I probably shouldn't have never brought this up. The same way that I made a post exactly 1 year ago, and I was looking at my memories on my Facebook about how I literally posted on Facebook, I would love to have a comment about y'all's president because I've never claimed Trump as my president.
That's right. Neither of us.
But
Me neither.
because of the agreement that I have with the company which I work with, I will never speak on political views.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
I'll let y'all
Fair enough.
have it. That's why. But I
Fair
was
enough.
hoping, from making that comment, I was hoping somebody would chime in so
Should I
that
throw it
way.
out of you?
I was trying to throw an alley-oop so somebody
Anybody know
could dunk
what Joe
it,
Biden said?
and then I could just bloop.
When?
It was at one of his
All these
campaigns.
cell phones in here, nobody knows. Nobody's looking it up.
Nobody
Didn't he
said so
misuse the
big.
word thug the same way that Beeline did?
Very similarly.
Yeah, it was. I
Very
don't remember
similar.
the exact comment
So
he made.
it was
yeah.
like all these people, because people were riding for Biden for some time because, of course,
Yeah.
he was the vice president.
Mhm. And
With
he was
Obama, he was
Uncle
cool.
Joe.
He was Uncle Joe.
Mhm.
And then he started campaigning to become president. And during these speeches, he was saying things, and now people are like,
Who are you?
Hold up.
So,
Hey.
sound a little old and racist there, buddy. Sound,
A little racy there.
yeah.
when you have a drink or two to try to become calm in your situation, but then you become too calm.
yeah.
Get too relaxed.
Get too mellow.
Like that guest we had that threw up in our sink.
Oh,
we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
bad.
we had a porn star guest, and we only, and just for the record, it was JB back there.
Hold up. But yeah, I love them strippers. So
Hey!
Brittany,
ain't nothing against
it's
them.
totally different than that.
No, listen.
Jeremy, get her some more vodka, please.
No. I am the corporate black girl, and I will uphold myself at all times. But just because you are about your business, that does not mean that you cannot have fun.
I agree.
Because some of us,
We all
most of us out here can do both.
We all want ones that can do both. Jeremy, you want one that can do both, right?
Absolutely.
F.
Oh, you know it.
JB. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's what we all looking
Hey.
for.
Come on.
We call them Megans. Everybody go get you a Megan. Meghan Markle. I'm gonna take this to a Brittany. Everybody get you a Brittany.
Literally a lady in the street.
Hey, stop. Listen,
I didn't
no, because I've had a few, like, you know what? I feel like you probably are, and I'm just wondering if.
Or what?
Don't
Just for clarification for the
Come on
audience.
now.
Don't wonder.
if she's a freak in a bed. I mean, she's already a lady in the street.
There you go.
can see that.
Absolutely.
So they're asking themselves the other question because they're
Right.
having like long
But
talk.
I know, I just wanted to
that's
hear
in
your
the
shit.
eye of that is in the thought of the beholder. So I
Yeah, we don't have to ask. We know. We can spot it. Like I can see. Like that's Russell Simmons, Russell Wilson. I mean, I saw him.
Whoa.
No, not Russell
Where you
Simmons.
going with that?
Wait a minute.
I don't understand.
I'm innocent.
Are you
I'm innocent. Me too.
You saying Russell
Me
Simmons?
too. Me too, y'all.
Cut his
Me
mic off.
too.
Cut his mic off for 30
What the
seconds.
hell?
Yo,
I'm trying to understand where you going with that, bro. Like, for real.
Me too. Me too, y'all.
Yeah, I know.
not
Me
me
too.
too. Don't try to do that. No,
Wow.
no.
So,
Moving
wow.
right along.
Our next
Shall we
topic
go to the next
Good.
topic?
Our Nipsey
Let's
Hussle
see.
Award
Yes, thank you.
goes
Hold
to
up.
Yeah.
our Nipsey Hussle Award this week goes to two awards this week. One goes to the rapper Lil Boosie, Wipe Me Down, cause I'm on. He wore a Kappa shirt, and we all know that Brittany's uncle created the Kappas. He founded the Kappas, or her great uncle, excuse me. And Lil Boosie wore a Kappa shirt to a football game.
Is Lil Boosie a capper?
Because he was
He just-
trying to be fresh.
He thought it was a nice shirt,
Oh.
and he wore it. And the Kappas had a shit fit.
Of course it
It
did.
went off on him, and everybody in the world bashed him. And this is why he gets the award, the Nipsey Hussle Award. I love the way he responded.
What did he say?
They were like, "Fuck you, you ain't shit, Boosie. Don't be doing it." He was like, "You know what? First of all, Kappas, I didn't know that I was disrespecting y'all, and I wouldn't have done it if I did. So first, I apologize. I did not mean to disrespect you. I will not wear it again. I didn't know. I'm sorry." However, I was on Google. I was on YouTube. Since y'all made me, I was looking shit up. And y'all signature dance is to my song.
Hello,
Wipe
which
Me Down.
one?
Wipe Me Down. So your whole shimmy, the Kappa shimmy, is done to my song. And that's cool too. All I want is for somebody to teach me how to do it. And I will do it at my next concert. And then he has videos of him doing it with Kappas online on FaceTime, showing him how to do it. And he's struggling, but he's trying to learn to do it.
He needs
And
about
then
2-3 lessons, but he'll get it.
then he said, "You know what? We're gonna do this even better. Submit your videos of doing this Kappa shimmy to my song Wipe Me Down, and I'm gonna have 6 different representatives, groups from different fraternities all over the country at my next concert on stage doing it. How
Hello,
about that,
marketing.
Kappas? Let's work together."
Hello, marketing.
And he could have been like, "Fuck y'all, I'm Boosie, bitch ass niggas, I'm me chill, I can't do that." He ain't do none of that shit. And I love that shit.
I do too. I do.
And they got people talking about Kappas. You know, we used to clown Kappas.
I still do.
Right. So,
I do
you
too.
know,
As the resident brother in the house.
Yeah,
Right.
that's totally fair. Totally fair. Lemonade. That's what you call a turn.
Lemons into lemonade.
Goddamn.
And
I was proud of him for that. I really was.
Me too.
Because the first thing that I thought, I'm not gonna lie, is every time because I'm on that's the Kappas. So I was like, dang, you don't think they're gonna cut him a little bit of slack? But I think I'm
should
glad
ask
he
for a
used his
check.
head and he turned a potential negative into a positive. But now I don't want to catch any flack because I did not pledge. I went to a private school. We did not have sororities or fraternities unless
What
it
school
was
did you go to?
academic. I went to Campbell University
Okay,
in North
okay.
Carolina. It was a private Southern Baptist school.
All right.
Okay.
So we did not have that. I believe they have it now. So we fought to have sororities and fraternities, but I don't believe they actually approved everything until after my class graduated.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can have say or not, but I will say that when you mess with these fraternities and sororities, there is no slack.
Well,
Like how things you know what I'm saying?
let me
Like-
explain. Let me
Okay,
explain.
please do.
As a member of a fraternity.
Please
Omega
do.
Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. What you go
I'm
through
part of
in order
Shit,
to make it to that next level
Okay.
where you are a member of that fraternity or sorority, depending on which school you go to, you know, obviously there are variances. However, there are trials and tribulations and hard work and painful nights, long sleepless nights that you go through to learn, to appreciate, to incorporate the lifestyle of the, you know, the founding principles of those different fraternities and sororities. It's close to your heart. It's like going through hell to come out on the other side.
I
So
respect that.
when others, you know, try to kind of usurp that type of authority or try to take credit for something that they had no idea what it took to acquire those letters, it's insulting.
Okay. And I can respect
But
that. I definitely can. Because
to his point, dude, if you're going to dance to the song, if you're going to step to the song, and that person that made that song puts on your letters, I don't really understand why they came at him in such a visceral manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a problem with how the Kappas approach that situation from jump.
Yeah.
Given that they have basically created an
Co-opted that in
entire
the song.
culture around that song.
Well, it would be like
That's kind of contradictory.
it'd be like Parliament wearing a purple sweatshirt,
Exactly.
right? Like
Exactly.
y'all would probably be okay with
If
that.
Parliament wanted to step to
Atomic Dog.
to Atomic
But
Dog,
was
let
it
me
really
tell you
the
something.
Kappas who came at him strong? Because
It
I
was
feel like
the Kappas and it was all of black college
I
free.
feel like
was Greek-
they
it was the
forced the
Greek society,
Kappas
Greek
to
society.
have to
It was the
step
Greek
up.
society.
I
But
feel
that's
like
what I'm saying. Like, if
Absolutely
Parliament
true.
wanted to come out with some Omega Psi Phi fraternity gear on, step into their own music, you best believe. As far as I'm concerned, I'm riding with them. I don't give a shit. Because they literally created the song that we corral ourselves around.
And that's what threw me off with
And I
the
feel
anger.
you. I agree with you.
But and to be fair and to be polite, I'll say, huh? No, I don't.
Watch
I
it. Watch yourself.
don't-
Watch yourself.
maybe I can't.
I'm black. I'm not Greek. I don't rock with Greek anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna reclaim your time,
Okay.
so you don't have to answer.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be respectful, but my opinion is very strong.
Okay. I feel
Like
you.
I'm pro-black, power to the people. I don't do like.
He's fraternity is me for me.
Y'all me from me. I'm black, five black.
I like that. I think that's me too. Say it one more time.
Black, five black.
I'm black five. Black five black.
Hey, we got two members. We got a sorority and a fraternity. Boom, we starting today.
I'm just
Sign
gonna
up.
I'm gonna add an extra letter so that way the women can have like their own.
Okay,
side
okay.
thing. I like that.
All right, I like it. I like it.
More to come.
And JB's face is him reacting to the.
Oh my God! Somebody just got
He's not
fucked up.
constipated, y'all. He's not constipated.
Somebody got fucked up like real bad. Like
Wait, what happened?
somebody like got bent in half, and then they smacked against somebody else's leg, and then they hurt that nigga's leg because they It's a
So he's
contusion
watching
with
the game.
face mask.
And we're recording
I'm multitasking. I'm
Okay, I like it, I
multitasking.
like it.
Totally multitasking. Because speaking of signing up, should we move on to the next Grind and Shine award?
Segue.
Absolutely. So our second Nipsey Hussle award goes to the fans of Nipsey Hussle.
Mm-hmm.
We have created the Marathon Book Club. And that is a listing of several books that Nipsey has read and recommended. And we are currently reading one now. It is called The Way of the Superior Man. And I'm going to tell y'all a secret. Wait, make sure you're not listening. Get them out the way. Go in the bathroom so I can tell you. Go in the bathroom. So, the book, The Way of the Superior Man, which our segment of the Marathon Book Club here on the Pod and Kickback is doing, has a free audio book on
YouTube, is it?
Shh, make sure nobody listen. On YouTube. So it's 5 hours long. I'm about an hour and a half into it. Next week's show, we're going to discuss the book,
Absolutely.
The Way of the Superior Man. And I am going to get Brittany's feedback next Sunday morning so I can tell you guys what she thinks about it as well. It's free. It's on YouTube. That's the best way to start. It's only 5 hours of your week next week. That's 1 hour Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're done. You're done. Period.
Yeah.
I think everybody can throw an hour to self-improvement next week.
Well, right after
sure
they...
there's cliff notes somewhere just in case you don't want to give the full whatever it takes.
Yeah,
So for those of you who don't want to give the full how it takes, at least look at the cliff notes.
At least.
Right after you listen to our podcast during that drop.
Oh yeah, we are the cliff notes.
Right.
If you don't want to read it this week, tune in next week.
Yeah.
We're going to break it down. We got the Gangsta Geek.
Yeah. Listen to that
What,
shit.
what was that? What was
It
that?
was Gangsta Geeks.
It was good for me. But then you riding like when I hear somebody riding, I always gotta be like skirt skirt.
Oh,
Like I'm showing y'all a little too much of Brittani Sade and that black girl, but
Oh,
you know
no,
what?
we want both.
It's all good.
All
I can
good.
do both.
See, she just admitted it. She just admitted she
I
can do both.
did
I heard it.
She about to be Brittani Sade. So we've done our Nipsey Hussle Awards, which we give out every week. It used to be the Grind and Shine Award. And Nipsey was one of my favorite artists, and I actually had a
you gotta give out
interactions
this
with
last
Nipsey.
jump, yeah.
So I am.
Okay.
Interactions with Nipsey, and so we actually
Nipsey
changed the
deserves
award
this
to
respect
Nipsey.
for now and forever. I love how people are finally giving him the recognition that he deserves. I truly believe that while he was alive, he didn't receive as much recognition that he deserved if you were kind of deep in following him. But I'm really, it's sad, of course, that he had to be lost to receive that recognition, but I'm glad that he's doing it now. And big ups to Lauren London because she is staying strong.
Get Snitz. Get Snitz over here. Give him some camera time as JB gets to ring up his Grind and Shine, his Nipsey Hussle Award story that he feels great about.
She said, "You taking my baby." Aw, he's so cute.
Part of the family.
You taking my baby?
That's Snitz, the latest addition to the fam.
Yeah. Isn't that like the cutest puppy ever born? Like a stuffed animal.
Look, mom's over there like, wait a minute.
That was perfect.
You're dropping them too hard. Take care. I love it. He's so cute.
That was perfect.
Trying to get Jeremiah child support.
And that's F for y'all to only hear his voice. That had the dog. That was F, so you guys can see his actual face. But our final Nipsey Hussle Award, JB, do you want to take it? Oh Lord Jesus, goddamn!
Yeah, you try to kill that
I'm so
motherfucker.
over this multitasking. I'm over it. But what's the score though? Because I definitely said that the Seahawks would win, so
They're not.
it's okay.
It's close.
It's not even. It's close and it's not even halftime.
We're going for all black quarterbacks. What homegirl say from Insecure? What's her name? Issa Rae. We rooting for everybody black.
Love Issa
We
Rae.
rooting for every quarterback that's black.
Absolutely.
So that's Russell
Russell Wilson.
Wilson
Get it together.
is his
Get
last
yourself
name.
together.
Me
Get your life.
too.
Sierra's husband.
Sierra's husband. That's
Yeah.
his name. Sierra's husband. And we're going for Patrick Mahomes.
And not only is he a good quarterback, he's a great husband and very supportive of his wife. Ladies, get you a man who can do all three. Money, love, and, well, you know.
Well, you think he does that last thing, bro?
She did have another kid, so get you a man who can do all three.
So how about this, ladies? Just get you a man, and then should be good. Last Grind and Shine award, y'all, goes to SVP of ESPN, Scott Van Pelt. Scott Van Pelt, DMV native. I forgot this about him. He was born and raised in the DMV.
Yeah.
Went to U of Maryland, went to Montgomery County schools and shit. He's bringing his show back to DC. It's going to be filmed in DC.
The same studio Pardon the Interruption is filmed.
And he wants to bring back Trouble Funk or one of the Go-Go Bands.
to do the ESPN music. And that's how his show will start with the Go-Go Band because he's from
That's
DMV. Scott Van Pelt had Go-Go on ESPN and he said it with such pride and such vigor and it's his show. He can do what he wants. And he said he wants Trouble Funk. I'm like, nigga, Trouble Funk is 80 years old. They older than JB. You need to go to your backyard or Essence or something.
Wow.
I agree with that.
Wow.
Trouble Funk is a lot older than me, number one. But yeah, I hear that.
You
It's
know
just
what
great.
Go-Go is?
Why are you going?
Wow.
Ask me that right now when I'm trying to figure out if my phone is charged or not. But why Go-Go? Yeah, I think that's during my parents' time.
No, not that Go-Go. The Go-Go swing. Go-Go is a music native to
When is
DC
it on?
with a lot of with a lot of live.
18%.
She didn't give it to her. Press play.
Pause.
Well, no, I think she said give it to her, so that's a
I
press
know.
play.
I said it. So.
Yeah, that's why I said pause.
Oh,
You
okay.
press
Well,
play on women.
No, it's okay. He can pause me. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So, Go-Go. You ever heard "Doing the Butt"? Doing the Butt.
And
That's a Go-Go song.
Okay.
You ever,
Then I'm with it. Then I'm
Yeah,
here.
Go-Go was a DC music.
I just got what you said.
Oh, now you understand.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Took him a
I'm
second.
always right.
I knew it was gonna take a second. Really.
I've been drinking.
Yeah.
Hey!
So shout out to Scott Van Pelt for holding down for DC. And as we get out of here, our Netflix and Chill segment, I'll just say really quickly, I want to go into Disney Plus. I picked up Disney Plus this week. And I've been watching all the old Marvel cartoons when we were kids. And my Spider-Man is Amazing Friends, and just was very happy as
Wow,
a
the
goofy
Amazing Friends. I
child.
remember that.
I was a goofy
We know.
10-year-old child
Yeah.
all week
You still
watching
goofy.
that. Oh yeah,
Were you?
I really was. Because my life is hard. I'm old and hardened by life and shit. And I don't have very many moments that bring me back to being a child and innocent and just happy. And I watched
So
this
you
old
have
ass
those
cartoon.
same triggers that you try
Oh,
to blame
I think
other
she's trying to strike a
people
chord
for
there, bro.
having
I think she's striking a
earlier
chord.
about healing yourself because regardless of how old you are,
Yeah.
Brittany won,
you
you
should
0.
heal through.
But I'm not taking that out on anyone most
and
of the
then
time.
you should just be
Lies.
happy.
No, I am doing things to heal.
You are
Shout out to my
currently
family.
doing things to heal, so shout out to everyone who's healing,
Uh-oh.
right?
Yeah.
Because we're always healing from something, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey.
I feel
You know
like
what?
that.
Cut her mic off, JV.
Yeah, I feel like that was
Yeah,
a cheap
she
shot.
hit you with the-
I feel like she took a positive trigger to try and make her point. Like that was
But
that
I'm
was a little
drinking
different.
out
Oh,
of
okay,
a pod
okay, there you go.
named Kickback
There we go.
mug.
Then you just
I
told
hope
me
I
one
can do
argument.
it.
This sounds like
I mean, I love it.
a pod named Petty.
Wow.
I mean, you know, that can be argued.
Oh, my goodness.
So I like Disney.
Hey.
I like Disney Plus.
Plus.
You guys told me now on this episode that Meghan Markle is going to be on Disney doing voiceovers, and I wanted to say that I had a bunch of different streaming TV apps. I had YouTube TV, I had Sling TV, I had AT&T TV, DirecTV Now, and what I realized, this is a jewel for you guys, Xfinity now has their own streaming app. It used to have like 4 channels. Now their streaming app has every single channel except the premium channels. And I got that, and it's actually less expensive than my internet was alone. So I paid blah blah amount for my internet, and now I'm paying even less for internet and TV. And since I had that big savings, I picked up the Disney app, and I'm watching. I watched Endgame the other day. I'm a big Marvel buff. I don't.
We all are.
We all are.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah, I am in the Incredible Thor.
So we won't discuss black market of how he could get all of that for cheaper.
Wow.
Not on
I got it for
today's
free.
episode.
I got it for free. We gonna talk. I have a
We'll
price.
talk later.
We'll talk
We'll talk
offline. We'll talk offline. We'll table that. You like that? We'll table
I
that.
like that. Go ahead.
My
Falling
corporate-
on a budget.
We'll table that. We'll table that. Hey, bowling.
Yeah. Disney Plus is dope though, because they have the Fox family, so you got shit like Family Guy and The Simpsons and that kind of shit. They have Marvel, so they have all of the Marvel shit. I fucking watched Silver Surfer. Did
Hey.
you know that Silver Surfer had a cartoon series?
Yes.
Yes.
I did know that.
This shit is
I didn't
great.
watch it.
Yes.
I didn't watch it, but I did know that.
Yeah, it was. I watched it. It was great.
Did you know it for real?
You think I'm lying?
Yes. Yes.
BET Plus is also on the come up.
BET Plus.
What? Cut her mic off, Jamie. Cut her mic off.
We are not BET fans.
No, listen, and that's why I knew they were not gonna cover it. But BET Plus really is on the come up with this new Tyler Perry Studios.
Oh, have y'all
And
been to the
these
studio?
new
Have you been to
scripts-
the studio?
I've driven
I'm
past
telling
it.
you.
I've seen it, but I've never been inside.
Is
No.
amazing.
You went inside?
The studio
Yes,
is
it's
amazing.
amazing.
I have seen the studio.
Hey,
I have
been
been
in.
in-
Bro. Don't ask me questions.
Yes.
We'll
I have
talk
too been inside the studio.
Okay.
We'll table that.
We'll take it.
And the shows, because a lot of the shows that BET is producing, a lot of them are filmed in the Tyler Perry Studios. A lot of these shows that are coming up, I've literally been looking at these previews like, oh, come on, BET, making a comeback. And I've been watching the shows, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, Tyler Perry was the spokesman for BET Plus.
Absolutely, I'm telling you.
So we'll shout out to BET Plus.
Yes.
I don't have an issue with that. Power. We don't want to do any spoilers. Do you watch Power?
Spoiler.
Absolutely.
The new
Did you
episode
see today's
tonight. If
episode?
you
No,
haven't
we
seen
watched
last
it. We
week.
watched it this morning.
No, I'm talking about the new episode came out.
So we can
today.
do last week.
You can do last week. If
Okay.
y'all haven't seen the episode from last week, sorry. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Here
we
you go.
can definitely do the episode
Yeah,
from
go ahead,
last
Neil.
week.
I watched today's episode too.
Why haven't you watched it?
So
Okay.
last
Go
week's
ahead.
episode, they came back to the whole Who Shot Ghost thing, which is a throwback to a TV show called Dallas.
Yes,
And
speak
Who
on
Shot JR.
Speak on it.
Okay.
And so they left us with a cliffhanger. Ghost was killed at the end of the night. He fell off the balcony. We don't know who shot him. So what they're doing now, as evidence from last week's episode, is they're going to take us through the mindset and the day and times of one accused party. So last week they took us through the ups and downs of Dre and everything he went through, and they revisited some of those conversations he had with Ghost. But they did it all from Dre's perspective.
That's right.
So when you watch Power, you watch it from Ghost's perspective. All the stories are from his perspective. What they're doing in these last 5 episodes, they're going to take an individual character and replay those same scenes, but from that character's perspective. And it shows you the build up to why they would probably have a motive to kill Ghost. And you find out whether or not they did it at the end of the episode. So last week's episode, we saw Dre's whole story, his story with his mother, with his daughter, with his English, his baby mother from London that we never knew about.
Yeah.
I never heard her talk before.
Nope.
No, I don't think that they
You like her?
have.
You like her?
I
Tell
did.
us, Scorpio Black Girl.
So
Hey.
I love accents.
I do too.
I'm
I do
very
too. I'm a big
intrigued by
accent,
people
yeah.
from
Me too.
different areas. who have
Cheerio,
different-
look.
No, not that one.
Cheerio.
I love different
Not that one.
accents, regardless of whether you're in the States or out of states. I'm definitely intrigued
Oh,
by
Matt, what's up,
different
y'all?
accents. My opinion on that is I think it's clever. It was interesting to me to find out that don't laugh while I'm talking.
Sorry.
Hey,
Damn.
I'm
See
laughing
how
right
they're
here.
so rude to the women?
Oh,
Oh!
It's okay,
me
y'all.
too.
I
Wait
want
a
to make
minute.
sure that they respect us, so I'm gonna wait till it's quiet and then I'm gonna continue.
Uh-oh.
I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. But no,
I was
seriously.
chuckling very quietly.
No, I
Make
was
a
just.
sound.
I
It was
promise
Jeremy. It
you.
was Jeremy.
Hey, y'all take the blame.
No, the whole time Jeremy was like, oh.
Come on.
No, I'm kidding. No, but seriously, it was most interesting to me to find out that Ghost was actually killed. Because in my opinion, I'm like, ooh, Ghost was wearing a bulletproof vest. Like, in some form, I felt like he was going to come back.
I still have my theory about that.
So,
the man,
I have a theory. I'm like, what's going on, right?
He had a bullet hole to his heart that was
And he
bleeding,
fell off
and he fell off a balcony.
Yeah, but
he's
that,
dead.
You think
I
so?
said that yesterday when we talked. I did.
I'm reserving. I mean, because
He
think about
really
it.
could still be
Think of
alive.
Beezer, right?
Look at
Think of the
dude's
second
face.
floor.
Like, really?
You can fall off that and not die.
But he shot in the heart too.
Well, I mean, maybe it misses her. Maybe it shot right above
I
it.
saw the hole.
If you're wearing
I'm saying.
But it was blood on his shirt, though.
That's fine, but I mean,
bulletproof vest, you ain't gonna see no blood.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But
maybe
however,
however, actually here, he got shot right there.
However, this is power.
This is power.
Reality has been suspended.
Yeah, it has been.
Canaan walked out of the burning flames of
He
fire
should've fucked in.
with a paper cut.
Like Archangel Michael.
Yeah, like so anything is possible. They're burning niggas alive in jail.
Yeah.
They could also say that he's probably one of those rare people that his heart's on the other side.
That's true.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be so
I just
horrible.
think that it's going to be funny that we're going to go through all of these depictions of everybody that we thought it was to find out that it's someone that we never would have thought. That's what I think. I don't think it's any of the people that we saw walking down the street to truth at the end of last season, in my humble opinion. Because if you watch that episode where he was like, Ghost was walking into somewhere, but you saw someone looking at him from afar, but we never knew who that was, that's who's gonna end up.
So
it could be the Russians. It could be the Russians.
Jason Sam.
I don't think it's anyone at the end, because I just think that the writers and even 50 Cent, like he likes to. He likes to F with people.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it.
Say fuck with
Go ahead, say it.
Y'all just
Wait, go ahead.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, y'all will not let me be the corporate black girl.
No, go ahead. Be right.
No, but see, that's not ratchet. Because did you know I could go into something else? But people who curse tend to be more intellectual. I can send you an article on that.
Oh, good
but
lord.
50 Cent
Touchdown.
50 Cent tends to fuck with people.
There you go.
Everybody knows I'm a cursing Christian, so it is what it is. No, but seriously, he tends to mess with people, so I genuinely feel like it's not going to be anybody that we think it is. It's going to be so far left, like maybe Keisha's baby daddy or somebody like that wasn't walking towards the...
Well, let me ask you this
It's
question. If you had to choose from one of the characters, who do you think is most likely?
To be capable of getting away with it. I'm not going to say that this is going to sound like, it's going to sound weird. I don't necessarily think that she did it, but if I had to choose from somebody who is smart enough and could get to him, it would have to be Tasha. Because at the end of the day, everything that had to do with Ghost, his operation, she helped him. She's the only one that's smart enough. Now, do I think that she would actually find it in her heart to do it at the end of the day?
See, I say it was sad.
I don't know. You think it was sad?
It would have to be. It has to be someone who's a good shot. They shot him from down on the ground up to the banister and hit him center mass.
We were talking about that the other day.
I rewatched it.
Are you rewatched it?
It's somebody from down.
I don't think it's Sax because I don't think they.
I know how he fell, but that's irrelevant. Okay. They shot up. That's Powers' match.
I don't think Sax. Okay. Throughout the whole thing, have y'all ever seen Sax point and kill? Like,
but that's all the more reason why I think it's him, because he is hanging on by a very thin thread.
Okay,
that's true. He is.
He's got nothing to lose, and he's the one
absolutely
person. He broke all the rules to try to bring him down.
They did tell him he was going straight to prison.
Okay,
you're right. They did.
Let's leave it here. Okay. I've seen more than you guys, so I have more answers.
Okay, right. You can't see one. You'll be your timeout. Go ahead. Go sit in the corner. You have to go over there.
So
you
can't participate.
Anyway,
more to come. More to
So what else we have? We have I guess we have what the hell does that say? Oh, the sports. I thought, what the fuck? Oh, Bad Boys 3 comes on Friday.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
So are we going to see it?
Absolutely.
Friday?
Well, I already told you. I'm
Can
going
I
Thursday.
say something without
Are you
getting in
coming with us?
trouble?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come with y'all, but can I say something without getting in trouble?
Go for
It depends. We'll see. We'll find out right now.
Why y'all ain't talk about Just Mercy? Have y'all talked about Just Mercy?
We have not,
We have
but
not.
we can.
We sure can.
The segment isn't over. We're still in the middle of Netflix chill. It was actually the next movie.
It was. I see it.
Yeah, see it
I
right
it
there.
was. My bad. My bad.
So Bad Boys 3 comes out. I think we have to see it. It looks like we're gonna try to all go see it together.
We're all gonna go see it together. I'm gonna go see it with them.
Hey.
Hey. She's a kick back girl. Now, shout out to Will Smith, shout out to Martin Lawrence, two of my favorites of all time. Will Smith's TV show is my favorite TV show of all time. Was side with Good Times.
Different world.
By Good Times.
Okay.
For me.
Martin.
For me.
Okay.
Martin is one of your favorites? One of your favorite?
My favorite.
You know what? The Pretty Ricky thing, glad they got that from me.
Stop
Did
it.
they?
No, really.
Who was Pretty Ricky first? Time out.
Stop it.
Tell me.
Did they explain
Who was
it?
JB? Who was Pretty Ricky first?
Let us
Me
know.
or the kid on Martin or character on Martin?
Let us know.
Let's deal with the
Let
facts.
us know. Deal with the facts. Let us know.
Factually speaking, New did go by the moniker Pretty Ricky long before the show Martin
And why is that?
even existed.
Ricky.
Because my name was Ricky before I changed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I had no shame in that. Shout out to my father.
Hey.
Come on, shout out to my father.
I love that.
Because I have an estranged family that I just reconnected with 2 weeks ago. So I'm back in touch with my father, my grandmother, all my
It's a
uncles,
big
cousins.
I love
And it
it.
took
What, 30 years?
30 years
I
to
love
get this
it.
to where it is. So
Yeah.
no shame in that.
Nah,
Pretty
you know
Ricky, what they call me.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it.
My
I love
dad
it.
went through that not too long ago, reconnecting with different members of his family
Oh, yeah?
that he
There
didn't
we
know.
go.
So I respect
It's a
that. I
beautiful
like
thing.
that. It is. It truly is.
I say I never felt empty, but now I feel like overflowing with love.
I
But
love
I was never empty because I had
as
their
his
families.
friend of
But now
30
maybe
years.
those triggers.
Yeah, as his friend of
won't
30
be
years,
as
you gotta understand, like, this has
relevant,
been
you
a
know?
big,
Yeah,
big cloud
big,
that now
big.
has been lifted. So
Yeah.
for you, man, I'm so happy for you.
I
Thank
love
you.
Bottom of my
Thank
heart.
you,
Seriously.
bro.
it. Yay!
There we go.
Can we get yay?
There's some applause, man.
right, I
Get
got
some
you.
applause.
Applause
I
for
love
my family.
it. I love it.
But moving on to now this guy give me a Meghan.
Crazy.
Just Mercy.
Speak on it, Brady.
You want me to bring it up?
You brought it up. Speak on it.
Jamie Foxx, Michael B. Jordan.
There it is. Lay up.
So the only reason why I said that is because I am convinced that Michael B. Jordan and I will one day meet.
Oh
and
my
then we'll
God,
be
you
together.
two?
No, but honestly,
This
the
is like
story
me and
behind
Ashanti.
it.
It's like me and Ashanti.
See, so we're allowed to have this. No, but honestly, the story behind that, like, that's based on a true story.
Mhm.
And I feel like the same way with the Exonerated Five, that things have been coming to surface now that we're able to watch and see it through. Because I feel like even with the Exonerated Five, a lot of us knew that it happened, but we didn't really know like how it happened and what actually happened. So the Netflix series with
each an individual person.
absolutely, but that wasn't even in totality. That was just clips of it. So I love, and I'm sorry to bring it up, but I love that we're starting to bring to surface now different things with the justice system and how things play out and how we really have collectively worked together. So with that attorney being portrayed by Michael B. Jordan, and then, you know, with Jamie Foxx's character, we're able to see how we really can come together and make a difference.
Yeah.
That's what's really important to me. So that's why I put so much emphasis on that story and hoping that everybody will read it. Watch it. It is a book. That's why I said
You
that.
can
I'm
read it
sorry.
and watch it.
You can read it.
And it's the Marathon Book Club.
You can read it, and reading it, you learn a lot more because a lot of times portrayals in books is so much more characterized than in movies because movies are shortened. Are you?
Yeah.
What's
And
he's looking
Brit-
at the
Yeah,
he's
well,
looking at the
because
game, and I'm thinking he's looking at me crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm hearing everything. I'm just tripping because Jimmy Johnson is up there crying like a fucking baby. I don't know what the fuck is going
But
on.
anyway, that's why I brought up
Pro
this
Football Hall of Fame.
Class of 2020.
He's going in this year.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson is. So I get it. Shout out to the Cowboys. That was my coach. That's my coach. Burger said he doesn't think it's sacks.
Thank you for that.
What's your team?
You really want to know my team?
I really
Mm-hmm. And I want to know if it makes sense.
My team is the Steelers, the Pittsburgh
Yes, don't make
Steelers.
sense. How you Steelers fan?
I'm a
From North
Steelers
Carolina
fan.
and living in Georgia.
Okay, so
Right now.
I was born in North Carolina, but my family is from the DMV.
Hey, we from it.
Okay, but my
DC.
dad grew up in New Jersey, and so he just kind of from.
That doesn't. Your story is not making sense.
No, DC, Jets, Giants.
No,
No.
DC.
I know,
is-
Redskins,
My
Jets,
family's
Giants,
from my
and Titans.
family's from the DMV, but think about it. He spent time in New Jersey. Let's not.
Jets.
Let's not even. You know what? The fact that I even brought that up. That sorry, Dad. We don't need to do that. But being from the DMV, you
There's no
could
being
have
there.
went. You could have went to the Redskins, but my
Well,
dad.
why are you saying? I don't like that look you just said. Like you could go with the Redskins.
You
Like,
could, but
We
that's
did.
just not what we do.
it is
So,
what we do.
being in
Maybe-
No, that is not what we do.
Being
It is
from,
what we do,
Hold
goddammit.
on. Being from Virginia and not actually having a team, you really are able to pick your team. From a young age, my dad was a Steelers fan for whatever reason. I wish I could give y'all the background, but I can't. However, he grew up as a Steelers fan. He's still a Steelers fan. So guess what? As a daddy's
girl is a Steelers fan.
as
Yeah,
a daddy's
okay.
girl,
Okay.
Okay.
I grew up as a
Respect.
Steelers fan.
Respect.
I'm okay.
Respect.
So that's
Respect.
what it is.
I can live.
That
that
However,
makes sense.
living in North Carolina, he will watch the Panthers, and if Dallas is playing against anybody, he'll watch them. But at the root, we are Steelers fans
Okay,
in our house.
fair
I
enough.
respect that. I respect
Yeah,
that.
that's okay.
When a woman tells you it's because of my dad, you go, you're not damaged. You're not
You're not
damaged.
damaged.
You're actually okay.
I'm not there.
We're gonna revisit this Brittani Sade thing.
Hey.
My daddy is in my life.
Sade. Brittani Sade. Yeah, daddy's in her life, and we gonna, and she no money. We gonna offline. We gonna table that. We gonna table that. But F's a Redskin fan, JB's a Redskin fan. I'm a Cowboy fan. Jeremy's
That's
a
why
Kansas
y'all
City
have
fan.
so much to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I like to see Redskin fans.
But I had no choice. My dad played for the Redskins.
Very real.
Okay.
Very real.
And I'm a Cowboy fan because my mother
I was
said
born into it,
you're a
literally.
Cowboy fan. I had Cowboy diapers.
Yeah.
I didn't pick my team. Matter of fact, I remember being like 7 years old and the Cowboys were 1-15. And I'm like, we live in DC, the Redskins, we won a Super Bowl. Why the hell are we Cowboy fans? This sucks. And she was like, connected because we are. And I was
The
like,
Cowboys, that's America's team, right?
Don't do that.
well,
Don't do
yes,
that.
yes, they are. But I'll say this: I'm not like those fair weather Cowboy fans. I had to sit and cry at 1-15,
Okay.
and my mother made me. You're not switching,
Yeah.
and so now I'm staying. I went through all the turmoil. I deserve all 5 rings
I just
and
be
any
happy
good that
the
we
Redskins
get.
come back to their to glory.
How you okay? Moving on to sports. How do you feel about the hire of Ron Rivera?
I think that Ron Rivera is an excellent coach.
Riverboat Ron.
We
Yeah.
had this discussion the other day. I think he's an excellent coach. I think that he brings the type of morale and leadership and expertise to that organization. I think that the Redskins are going to need to get the talent on the field to execute his plan, but I am a fan of Ron.
The hire. Okay, JB.
Yep.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all.
Now the Cowboys. I like the move for you guys. I don't know of anybody that was better available.
Right.
Right.
So I like the move.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree with everything I said, and I do legit like the move. That's the best coach I think you've had
In a long
since
time.
Marty
Since
Schottenheimer.
Joe Gibbs.
But well, y'all had Marty. Y'all had Marty. I like Marty.
yeah.
Y'all fired Marty prematurely. He went 8-8, and y'all fired him. That was bullshit.
I would agree with that.
That was bullshit.
I would
He
agree
would have
with
took
that.
y'all, at least a contender. The Cowboys picked up Mike McCarthy.
Come on,
in
at
Green
least a
Bay.
contender.
Come in, but
My bad. I'm here to catch the shade.
I mean, but they're so sorry and they've been historically terrible. So to be a contender would be like a great step for them.
Really?
See how I caught this egg?
Yeah. You
I'm being fair.
Pittsburgh.
Jeremy, I'm being fair.
Pittsburgh's my call.
Yeah. Well, so
First of all,
so the
Second of
Redskins
all-
were not the only team to lose a coach in the offseason.
Right.
No.
Cowboys.
That's
no
true.
longer.
Fired Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
We picked up Mike McCarthy from the Green Bay Packers, who in his 13th season with Green Bay won the Super Bowl, went to the playoffs 9 times, went to 2 or 3 NFC Championship games, and I think he's a solid head coach. I think he's a good leader. I think he'll be a good balance for Jerry. Not the rah-rah that I would want that's going to really stand up to Jerry, but he's not going to lay down to Jerry either.
Right.
So he'll be a step up from Jason Garrett. They're good balance. And he sat out all of last year and said he just studied football and studied all of his mistakes and studied how the game changed and was intent on coming back with a new focus and a new game plan that fit 2020 football.
And I respect that, and I'm glad he got a shot with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, the organization himself, he deserves to be with an organization of that stature, and I'm glad he had the opportunity to come back. So,
Damn, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying something good about my
I
Cowboys.
like that.
Hey man,
All right.
Hey man, 2020 is all about growth.
2020, baby. 2020. What you
Yes,
think about it,
I
JB?
love it. All about growth.
I expect bigger improvements out of the Cowboys because of the Mike McCarthy move than I expect out of the Redskins.
No question,
because of
the
Well, but is it
Cowboys
because of
have
the coach or
No,
because of the talent?
it
It's the
is
talent.
99%
It's the
because of the
talent.
talent, but you add on to the fact that you give a really fucking good coach great
That
tools to work with.
Y'all gonna be
He
dangerous
better.
next year. Y'all gonna be dangerous.
You-
if y'all aren't, it's gonna be
You
this.
just
one
gave
year.
MacGyver a Swiss Army knife.
That's
You
right.
better open some shit up. You know what I'm saying?
What's like giving a girl like 3
Stop
shoe
it.
orgasm
Don't do that.
pills
Don't
and
do
then
that.
vibrate?
Please.
All right, never mind.
You
So
just-
anyway,
That's
Good analogy.
What my
That
analogy?
was wonderful. I was there. Did you catch the MacGyver analogy?
I'm
she got my
Did
analogy.
you catch the MacGyver
Now,
analogy?
she called my analogy.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Half Britt. Good rat.
Move
Let's
right
go.
along.
So the NFL
He was
playoffs.
like, you know what? I'm gonna act like it never happened.
That's all
But
you can.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I hear everything, so I'm like, you know what? That might work. But I was still listening.
Berger said that nigga knew was Pretty Ricky since he was 9.
Hey.
Hey.
Shout out to
Oh,
your
What
brother.
you call him?
So the playoffs, the Baltimore Ravens got their asses handed to
Shit the
them,
bed.
which I was so afraid was going to happen because the coach gave them the last game off, which equaled out to 20 days off. That's damn near a month. And a lot of what Lamar Jackson can do is precision route passing. He's going to be there in 1-2 throw. He's going to be there in 4-5 throw. He's going to be there in 1-2 throw. And when you take 3 weeks off of that live game action, that's a fucking lot.
And the pressure of the playoffs.
And JB, you said that they looked Russian.
And rookie.
Rusty
Yeah.
shit.
It's just, you just can't do that. As good as he is, he's still a rookie. What the hell did we
We're gonna do sports, so Brittany's gonna take
What
she's
did
gonna
we
take a
do?
breather while we do
We're gonna take
sports.
a- we're gonna
She's
take
gonna
a
take
short- a
she's
short
gonna take a
break.
breather while we do sports.
Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed that. So,
I did.
I
All right.
do too.
So moving on. Hey, want to see it again?
I do.
They're gonna cancel us. Me too. Me too.
Let's take a look at the instant replay. Oh shit, I missed it.
So we know that the Baltimore Ravens have been eliminated. So it's the Tennessee Titans versus Kansas City. And it is the 49ers versus the winner of the Green Bay Packers and Seahawks game.
That is correct.
And the Packers lead 21-3 at the half. So by the time this show comes out, you guys will know who's in the championship games, but we don't know as of right now.
That
It
is
looks
correct.
like Green Bay, so let's go with that.
Yeah.
Green Bay versus the 49ers. What do you guys think? Well, I'll jump out there and I'll say I like Green Bay's running game. Of course, I love Aaron Rodgers, and their defense is improved. The 49ers are sometimey and iffy on offense, but a very solid defense. I think that Aaron Rodgers will surpass Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think Green Bay will make the Super Bowl. Every time I bet against the 49ers, I've lost. But I'm going to bet against them again. Maybe I'll lose again, but I'm betting against them again. And I'm saying that based on this score, if we believe Green Bay wins this game, when they play 49ers next week, they will win that.
You think the Green Bay Packers are going to beat the 49ers?
Yeah, I mean, logically,
Yes,
though.
I don't
yeah.
give any
Wow.
real.
No, when you
I
look
don't
at
give any real credence to Jimmy Garoppolo.
well, number one and number two, when you look at the mechanics of the two teams, I mean, Green Bay actually mechanically stacks up to be the better team, in my opinion. The problem is that the 49ers just keep fucking winning, and they keep pulling shit out of nowhere to win. So that's why I'm actually going to go against you, and I'm going to say I specifically don't know why the 49ers
I'm thinking the 49ers are going to win.
I think the 49ers are going to win, though. I can't tell you why.
Yeah.
So, like, somebody's going to bounce the ball off of somebody's ass, and somebody else is going to catch it on their helmet or some shit, and it's going to be a touchdown, and they're going to win. But it's going to be some wild shit, and they're going to win. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's going to be the 49ers.
Yeah, the Seahawks look like they're in trouble.
So we're doing NFC. So you pick the 49ers.
I pick the 49ers.
Okay, so in the AFC, we have the Kansas City Chiefs
City, all the way.
versus the Tennessee Titans.
Kansas City.
I look at the
All
Titans the same way.
Of course.
I look at the Titans the same way as the 49ers. The Titans just keep winning. They beat New England. They beat the Ravens. They beat Kansas City during the regular season. They just beat every fucking body.
I can tell you
And
why. Actually.
and I am the same way you guys feel about the 49ers, I feel about the Titans. They just keep beating people. I don't fucking know why. It doesn't make any sense. But they just keep doing it.
Good defense and Henry is why. Henry ran for over 160
But
yards.
I
the
just
last
don't
game.
think that they can stop the Mahomes-Kelsey machine. I just do not think they can stop it.
You can grind that motherfucker to a halt if you
They
hold
can
the
keep
game
them off
for
the field.
for 35,
If you
40
have the
minutes.
game.
More than half
But
the
I
game.
am going for every black quarterback left. So the only black quarterback left is Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going for Kansas City. And I told you guys I thought Green Bay would win. So I'm going with Kansas City to win the Super Bowl over Green Bay. Despite my belief that the Tennessee Titans can beat anybody, and it's just scary. Like, you see the Tennessee Titans coming, it's like seeing Brittany coming. You're just like, oh shit.
Oh, he's running! He's running!
Can't you see I'm running?
Sorry, I was distracted by something else. That
Yep.
was on Sorry, just JB Frank.
Hey.
So I think we concluded sports.
Yep.
I came back at the perfect time.
Yeah, we actually
Even though I
did.
like sports, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm more of
What sport
a
do you watch?
basketball fan.
Who's your team in basketball?
Celtics.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not mad at
I'm
that.
okay with
Okay.
the Celtics.
I don't know why, but
I don't either.
Why Celtics?
It's probably was dad a Celtics fan too?
No.
I'm about to say, if he's a Steelers fan and a Celtics fan, he's probably a Duke and North Carolina college fan. He's
He's an NC State fan.
I was putting him in that category.
I'm a Duke fan.
Oh.
College
you
basketball,
one of them.
Duke
You
for
one of
sure.
them.
You're one of
You one of
those.
them.
Honestly, Boston Celtics was because of Ray Allen
Okay.
when he played for the
And
Celtics.
he came from UConn. I don't get the Duke connection.
Well, honestly, who was her name? And I'm not gonna get it wrong, but I like to watch the UConn girls play, but her name was
Okay.
like Taurasi. You remember?
Diana Taurasi?
Yes.
Mhm.
She was my
I'm
favorite
a big WNBA fan.
collegiate woman player. But I loved Ray Allen, and then I became to love Doc Rivers.
Mhm.
He was my favorite. And then you had Rajon Rondo, who then I became to love.
Okay.
And then you had your Pierce, you had your Garnett. Like, it was just like the dream team in my eyes. So I loved them. And even when they kind of split up, and then you had Doc Rivers going to the Clippers, you had Ray Allen, he tried the Miami Heat for some time, and then you had people splitting up. So then I became the Celtics are going to be my team, because once you choose a team, you have to stay loyal.
Thank
But
you.
then,
Thank you for that.
yeah, but then I
But Berta
became
says she like winners.
but then I started just watching players. Like, I love the game of basketball just because I grew up playing basketball. I love the game
Really?
of basketball, absolutely.
What position did you play?
I was a 2 or 3. I can shoot. I'm a lefty who can shoot all day. So
Okay. Okay.
Gotta get her out on the court and see what that job.
Yeah, I would have took you out there. I broke my ankle last year,
Oh,
so
okay.
I can't really do a whole lot. No, literally, I'm serious. We're all Wizards fans, I believe. I go for every DC team except in the NFL. I go for the Cowboys because my mother made me go for the Cowboys. But in every other category, period, I'm all DC teams.
Title town.
Yeah, and shout out to the WNBA Mystics for for DC who won the championship I guess last year. So yeah. DC is title town. We won in hockey, we won in baseball, and then Mystics won, and then our podcast was #1 in Ghana. So DC is just winning.
Winning.
So Brittany, I want to thank you for coming on.
This was a lot of fun.
I trust my instincts, and they're usually right, but they were like righter today.
Right.
So like,
I'm glad you trusted
were
your instincts too. You have some pretty good instincts. We have to work on your triggers, but I would say your instincts are probably
whatever you want, Brittani Sade, whatever you want, whatever you say.
This was so much fun though. I have to say, y'all are fun. I gave y'all a hard time walking in, y'all. I gave them a hard time.
She did.
Tell me what you said.
Okay. So as I was coming in, I was like, I have a smoke allergy, and everything smoke. I can't do. I just can't because that's how everybody expects me to be. So I was like, let me just go ahead and be who they think that I am. And then I was like, after I saw one of them go out, I was like, oh, by the way, I was just kidding.
After you saw two freshly lit clothes get put up, that's what I was sitting here like, shit.
I waited good until the clothes are out. I was like, oh, y'all thought I was serious? I was just playing.
And let me preface this with y'all went outside, so I went outside and I asked so much listening questions. You get here, okay, you probably okay, cool. Do you have any allergies, anything smoke or anything at all? Well, smoke, I can't do any smoke. I can't even be in a room with smoke. And I just left the room. We ain't smoking like shit. Incense lit. I was like,
something told me
is everything okay? I was
that
like,
they were, and that's why I said that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make them sweat a little.
I walked in the door. I was like, so our guest says allergies to smoke. Everybody started blowing fire. Everybody go.
But everybody was so respectful. Like they were like, okay, and they were like trying to quickly put it out. So I love that. But no, it was fun to mess with you guys.
I'm glad it was fun for you. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Did you have fun?
I wasn't having fun during that particular point. I had a lot of fun with you.
Afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
This was a blast. You gotta come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How y'all doing over there?
Alive.
All right, Jeremy's alive. Nicole, how you doing?
What?
You good?
I'm good.
All right, Nicole says she's good. We always have a few kickbackers watching the show, showing us love, helping us out behind the scenes. We definitely want to thank them and shout them out. Ev, appreciate you being here. You know what you do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, JB, I never said thank you to you. Thank you, JB.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you very much, New, for you being here.
Well, you're welcome, JB.
How about if we
all right, enough with this.
All right, so your only actionable item, kickbackers, is to check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/a-pod-named-kickback. What's the name of the podcast, JB?
It's a pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. We also would like for you guys to join our Marathon Book Club. Next week, we will be reviewing the book, The Way of the Superior Man. It is on YouTube for free. It is, you can get the audio book. It's 5 hours of listening. If you want to read it, that's fine. But we will be discussing it next week with all spoilers. So, fuck with us. Thank you.
Good night and God bless.
JB, what you want to tell JB? Subscribe to the Vibe.
I was just about to say it. You didn't let me say it. I was like,
All right, JB, go.
Subscribe to the Vibe.
I like it.
On Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Transistor, Twitcher, Google Podcasts, or Christian Meme.
Twitcher?
And just in
Twitcher.
case.
We're on Twitcher.
Okay, Twitcher. Okay.
Look,
He's been drinking.
That's a real site. That's real.
Twitcher?
This is the show that never like, we just said goodbye like 85 times.
It's Twitcher. That is a podcast site.
Okay. Okay.
We thought you did.
Y'all, that's because y'all was
Thought
sleeping on
we
me.
did because he did.
Twitcher's real.
See, so he used at the end being like, because he did. That's funny.
See?
Well, I guess you guys want to subscribe to a real site. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, the shade!
Oh,
The shade! You know what? I'm actually going to do that shit too.
she just lost her Sade.
I'm being funny. So, after a pod
I literally
kickback,
did curve my
that
cat.
all was true. But X out the Twitter and then go to corporateblackgirl.com, and that's girl with GURL.com.
With a U.
With a U. And we will be having our Working Woman Wednesday mixer on January 29th.
Hey, we're going to be outside stalking.
They're going to be outside talking because they're not invited in. But ladies, please feel free to join to talk about what you do. And if you have a business, services, whatever, join us.
And they can find you, what about on Instagram or social media?
Instagram, you can find me at The Corporate Black Girl, and that's GURL, or Facebook, Corporate Black Girl, again, GURL.
Boom.
That's it.
And you can find me in the remember that song? You can find me at the crib tonight. I'm on that crib tonight. All right, DC and nothing. Uno, we out.
Yeah.